swerving the green. Before I was popping, I was nursing my dreams. Now I ain't never been a gangster, but I know a few things. I just rather get the bag and start collecting the rings. But I done spoke too much, close curtain and scene. I am not a human being, I'm a full machine. I ain't holier than thou, I don't judge, I sing. Just staying down for the come up till I reign supreme. Let's get it. Yeah, hit boy, we got another one. Ha! Man, y'all boys ain't ready for this, man. I'm still grinding, I'm still hungry, hungrier than ever. I feel unstoppable, losing's impossible. Go against the team, the thing they know not to do. Bright lights, game on the line, do what I gotta do. Time after time, we do the impossible.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today it's week 4 and we've got what should be a great one here between the Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And nowhere to go. He only makes it to the 5.
All right, I knew I forgot to ask a question when we sat with the coaches about just how aggressive will you be bringing a ball out of the end zone, and what's the green light for your returner? In this case, it should have been a red light. Should have stayed in the end zone. Terrible field position to start this drive.
On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
Well, there was plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The Panthers at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
He's got Mason complete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. And this defense for the Cardinals, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
And Mayfield will have a first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
He'll get this complete to the run. And it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Rolling to his left. That'll be caught by Anderson. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Hill. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Again, it's Hill, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's third and goal. And it looks like he's going to be stopped short of the first down by about a yard. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now fourth and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space.
And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Kyler Murray with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Cards take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point good by Prater, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out. Because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. There's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Play fake. Murray. He's going deep for Brown. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Another impressive drive. So they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And they're going to have poor starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Mayfield looks to throw. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Returning it is Moore. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Murray off play action. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Shaq Thompson, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. On play action, they'll throw. This is taken in by McBride. Past the 20. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. On play action, it's Murray. And this is caught. It's Brown. 22 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Here's Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marquise Brown with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And they will score. It's a pick-6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Prater on to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
On second down, Mayfield again. He's going to look deep for more. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. And again, it's Mayfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cardinals are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger. Right?
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Throwing on second and long. Murray. He'll air this one deep for Anderson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in.
He's got a man complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done? I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, you're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Murray now on first down. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Murray going to hold on to it once more. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Got a man. It's McBride complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
You get a rookie tight end who can run like this, it just gives this offense a different dimension than they've had. It's going to be fun to watch his development and how this offense expands as this season moves along.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Here's Murray. Goes right back to McBride. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. He's into the secondary, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make.
And that is caught by Brown for a Cardinal touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Cardinals have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Prater for the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Line of scrimmage, the 41 now on 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Isaiah Simmons picking it off, and they will score. It's a pick-6 for the Cardinals touchdown. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded inside the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll begin this series with a give to Hubbard. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after it.
And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the 3rd quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's Moore on the return. A solid stiff arm. 3 quarters in the books. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. Able to get this one to McBride. Touchdown, Cardinals! Trey McBride with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cardinals are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Extra point good by Prater. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They find some open field here. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. 74 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Right back to Hubbard. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Play action. Now it's Murray. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Ward. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. A give running right. It's Hubbard. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Run. 4th down, Mayfield. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. Back to throw it, Murray. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Panthers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick-6 last week. Not a pick-6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
113 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
A deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there's a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. Now, he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
The Cardinals unable to convert there on fourth down. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Mayfield's throw here into the hands of Moore.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
2nd and 14.
Mayfield. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Trayvon Mullen. And the Cardinals are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Jeremy Chin picks it off. They'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
And And the kick here is good. So add 3 to the total. But they're still coming up well short. And that is how this one comes to an end. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Arizona, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles.